Paul Sweeney for Labour, what would you give it out of 10?
Well, I think it's got to be a 1. You know, like, there's no resolution of key issues like the Irish border question over the future of participation and involvement in the single market and the customs union. There's no clarity. There's not even an agreement in the cabinet over that issue.
Clarity on that has been an issue for Labour as well. I mean, I read this morning in the Times that Labour's preparing to say it will stay in the customs union, but not the single market.
That's not the case at all. We've got two potential options.
Labour won't want to stay in the customs union.
No, we're wanting to participate in the single market and involved in the customs union with the European Union and the European Free Trade Association. The question is, how do you achieve that? Do you achieve it through membership of the European Free Trade Association, or do you achieve it through a new bilateral treaty that serves bespoke British interests? That's the question that's up for grabs now, and that's where Labour's position is. We are absolutely clear that we need to maintain the benefits of the single market and the customs union. There's two options of doing that: EFTA or a new bilateral treaty.
Paul Sweeney, what are Labour going to be doing next week when this comes back at report stage?
Well, we think there's no conditionality on the agreement between the Scottish and UK governments. This isn't necessary. We already know that the devolution settlement is settled. It was settled in 1999 when the Scottish Parliament was set up. It was settled in the referendum in 1997. Why is it now that the Tories are trying to unravel that by unpicking it through this process? We think that it's not up for question, it's not up for debate. The settlement should be upheld through this process, and that's why we're presenting an amendment next week as part of this next stage to ensure that the devolution settlement is protected. And we would invite the Scottish Tories to support that amendment, because we think surely you agree with the principle that devolution should be protected, that settlement should be protected. You've got a surefire way of doing it next week by supporting Labour's amendment.
But the Prime Minister had her slight reshuffle of the cabinet earlier this week.
Some superficial rebranding. I was half expecting her to announce that there was going to be a new Chancellor of the Exchequer and Money, or a new Secretary of State for Health, social care.
Because some of the titles.
Yeah, it's just a basic perfunctory reshuffle. Even showing our weakness in moving some of the key players like Jeremy Hunt out of Health, a universally despised Health Secretary. She can't even get rid of him. It's just extraordinary that she is so weak at this point in time.